Morning, folks. Sorry for this very quick live stream, but I had 15 minutes, so I wanted to record this session between our daily financial news that just finished and our interview at 8 o'clock with Anna Kelly. And that is really about what is Warren Buffett telling us. Uh, I think if you look at what Warren Buffett has done in the last 90 to 120 days, it feels like he is making a call on the US dollar, the US economy. I want to review what I have seen him do, pontificate about what it means, and then love to get feedback from you because, again, as you know, Buffett is one of those gentlemen that, I see a headline, I will read the article, him and Ray Dalio, Sam Zell, they're kind of at the top of my pyramid for people that I admire and I look at. So I actually think Warren Buffett is telling us to get out of the US dollar. And that's a huge game changer, right? If you know anything about Warren Buffett, he basically says, bet on America, bet on America, bet on America. But let's review what he's done here recently, because maybe he's telling us, at least in the short term, might be a strategy that is risky. So, as you know, a couple of things sort of 90 days ago, Warren Buffett sold the airlines, right? He owned them all, at least the big four, and he sold those. He sold them at the bottom. He sold them before the day traders got a hold of them and started playing with them, 40% up, 40% down. He took a lot of heat for that. Again, Warren Buffett invests with owning forever in mind. And I think what he is telling us when he sold those is he sees airline travel being different in the future. He sees probably the number of airlines not being as much, and he can't pick a winner or loser, so he exited all of them. I think that's really telling. The fact he got out of all of them. He didn't say, hey, American Airlines, you're going to be the winner. I'm going to move all my chips to your table. No, he said, I'm out. Another thing he has done is he has started to trim his portfolio of banking stocks. That is really telling. I think he's telling us that banks are in trouble. Banks' earning power in a low interest rate environment, they're in trouble. I think Warren sees pain ahead. And I think that's really telling. I mean, shoot, he even got out of Goldman Sachs, I think, in the last quarter or so. So those are really, really telling. He's owns a bunch of Apple and held Apple, right? It's now his largest holding by market cap. Again, let the winners run, in his opinion. Now you step back and you look at the fact that he was really inactive during the March crash. I've read stories about his phone was actively ringing, and then the government, the Fed, the Treasury came in and sort of said, we're going to bail everybody out. Zombie companies are okay. And his phone stopped ringing. Well, of course, why would you go to Warren Buffett, who you know is going to get his share, if you will, and he's going to negotiate hard, when you go to the Treasury and get, cheap money. So I thought that was interesting, the fact that he wasn't very active. And then you can look at his last two things. And these are the ones that I've been thinking about that really, I don't know if you would say scare me or shook me, because they're very not Warren that I've read about the last 50 years. A, he bought gold, the stock symbol for Barrick Gold. I think it was, I don't remember what it was, but it was a significant purchase. I think it was like $500 million. And he's made fun of gold over the years, right? Called it a shiny object, a trinket, a paperweight. But yet, he struck a check for $500 million. Now, some have said it wasn't Buffett, it was one of his underlings. I don't care. You don't think Warren Buffett gave the final blessing to spend $500 million? Come on. Really? You're smarter than that. So again, he's in gold now. You just can't question it. And I think that is so 180 degrees different that it's worth noting. And then, to cap that off, he goes out and buys 5% stake in 4 or 5 of the largest trading companies in Japan, with the interest in taking them to 9.9%, roughly double. That's obviously going to be yen based. And this is why I talked about the dollar collapse in my daily financial news, which I do every day. Today was September 2nd. I'm really, really trying to figure out what Warren is doing. Is Warren betting against the dollar, i.e. he wants gold and yen, right? Anti-dollar play. Now, in fairness, this is about $1 billion, maybe $1.2 billion in total investment, so it's a very small percentage. I get that in his portfolio, but it is interesting because these are the latest moves, which means are more coming. Is Warren going to take a larger percentage of his portfolio and available funds and go outside the US? It seems, again, 2 points at least make a trend that I don't, it seems like he's anti-dollar. I don't know if that's a fair way to say it, but it just seems like it's like, hey, I want to diversify out of the dollar. Maybe that's it, right? He's got all these other businesses, whatever it is, and he just wants something else. So this is why I'm thinking about the dollar collapse. That's why I asked in the earlier video, if you know anybody who talks about the dollar collapse, what people are doing, let me know. I think it is an interesting thing as a real estate guy whose mortgages and rent are all dollar based, whose net worth is all dollar based. I need to start asking these questions. What happens if the dollar falls 10%? What happens if it falls 20%? This is something I've never thought about in the 20 years of investing. I've thought about inflation and deflation, but I've never thought about dollar devaluation, right? It's happened. It happened slowly, but now I've got to think about it. So at the end of the day, let me know what you think about what Warren Buffett is doing. I think he's telling us something. I think it is meaningful. I think it's 180 degrees from what he's been telling us the last 30 years, which makes it meaningful. Yeah. So again, what would you be doing if the dollar's collapsing? I'd love to hear from you. Leave comments below, questions, links to other articles, videos, YouTubers. That would be great. Chris has a comment here. He plans to use metals to pay off his mortgages. That could be, right? I remember years ago when I was big into silver, talking about I'm going to do the same thing, right? You buy silver at 6, sell it at 20, whatever, and pay off your mortgages. It's one way to use the dollar collapse, right, Chris? Right, as I've heard some people say, gold, silver, or God's money. Not my words, somebody else's I'm quoting. But that will go up. The dollar depreciates, weaker, weaker, weaker. Mortgages are fixed rate debt. At some point, either gold or silver or platinum or palladium or whatever the topic of the day is, gets sold and you pay off your mortgages. That could be a decent strategy. So let me know. I'd love to read more articles about the dollar collapse. I, again, admit to you, this is not an area of strength. I've never looked at it. I've never had to look at it. So let me know what you think. Take care, everyone. Chris, thanks for the comment. Take care, everybody. Bye.